My name is Molly Cameron, and I own the Point S Auto and Nokia and Tire Pro Women's Team. And we want to know what race we're doing? Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're here at Chico Stage Race.
Which division are you doing?
We're doing the Pro Women's race.
Okay. And I know that it's sitting here, but, podcast, so we need to it helps out. So where are you guys located? Where's your kind of central team from?
Home base is Portland, Oregon, and we've got riders from Portland, Bend, Oregon, Durango, Colorado, Boulder, Colorado, and Greenville, South Carolina.
How many on your roster?
We have 8 pro women, and we have 4 elite Devo riders that are all U23 riders.
Oh, okay, that's good. So why Chico?
Why Chico? It's a good early season stage race. Half the team has raced it before. It's a really good. We're actually doing our team camp here, so we're staying to race this weekend, and then we're going to stay for another week and do training rides and build all our new team bikes and gear and take photos and video and stuff. It's a really good, fun early season race, and for us, having our HQ and service course in Portland, Oregon, it's only an 8-hour drive, so logistically it's pretty easy for us to come down. And then after this, we'll continue south to do San Dimas Stage Race, and then next month we'll do, Sea Otter and Redlands Stage Race. So basically we're going to be living in California for the next, 2 months.
So that's what I was going to ask you, kind of what your plan was. So you gave us up to Redlands. What's beyond Redlands for you guys?
Well, I'd have to look at the calendar. I mean, for pro women's racing, there's only a handful of pro stage races, and that's what our team focuses on. I think we've seen a lot of UCI pro women's teams disappear, and then they kind of downsize to smaller squads that focus on crits, crits and Speed Week and the USA Crits series. But our girls all want to do big races, so we're going to do let's see, I'm going off the top of my head. I think after Redlands, Cascade Stage Race moved, and it's earlier. So, we'll hit like Cascade, Tulsa Tough. We'll do BC Super Week in Canada. And I think we penciled in North Star GP because it falls right after Tulsa. Thing too I'm being conscious of is, all the girls are hungry and want to race, but I don't want to race them into the ground, and send riders to races flat. So I think we're going to assess after Cascade. But again, there's not a lot on the calendar. So we can pretty much almost race every race. It's not like you're going to run the girls into the ground.
So how do you mix the development girls with the other ones? Are you splitting out for different races? Or there some you're trying to hold back for, since they're younger? Do you have any plans with that? Or if you want to...
With women's racing, you can take talented young riders, and particularly at a race like this is a category 1, 2, 3 race. And, it's a little sink or swim. We throw them in, once a collegiate rider or, a U23 rider has their Cat 2 license, they're on the elite roster, they're on the pro roster, and we'll start them at races. And with our team, I'm not heavy handed with results. I would rather see smart racing and rider development and development of, awareness and pack handling skills. But yeah, we take our collegiate girls, we work around their school, if they're in college, we work around their college schedule and race them as much as they can. I think honestly work in college ends up being the determining factor for a lot of the riders, with the racing, if most of them have part-time jobs, or they're in school full-time. So they have to kind of look at their life schedules and then let us know when they can do it.
So what do you think about the future of women's cycling? And are you focused mostly on the U.S. or are you trying to kind of in the next few years, move your way up? Kind of, first of all, let's ask that.
Yeah. Well, somebody asked me that earlier this week. What's the game plan with the team? And I'm like, we're always knocking on doors. You have to find more money to do more racing. So if I found $1 million sponsor, of course, there's so much talent in the U.S. and there are so few professional cycling teams right now that if I had $500,000, I could put together a team. I could put together 2 teams. I mean, there's so many women out there that want to race and are talented. For us in this program, I really focus on developing a truly cohesive team environment. So every single one of these riders is willing to sacrifice for each other, and they get teamwork more than, I'm going to turn down a really talented rider that I know is going to be selfish and focus on themselves and their results. Like, I want riders invested in the program, invested in the team, and invested in each other. I'd rather come to a race and have all of the women have a really good time and race their eyeballs out. Honestly, if you have a good time at the races and you have a good, healthy team environment, you're going to race better. And we've really built that. I think if you end up talking to any of the women on the team, like, half of them have been professionals on other teams, and they've come from bigger programs and UCI teams. And, they're like, this is such a good team environment. It's run professionally, but I really focus on the camaraderie because it's got to be fun. None of us are making enough money. Most of us aren't making any money. So we have to enjoy coming to these races. And, we want to race smart and race hard, but it's got to be enjoyable. And you got to love the people you're working with and riding with. So, yeah, we'd love to grow the team. So we're hunting for more money and more sponsors. I mean, I'm super happy and grateful to Point Us Auto and Nokian Tire. They're funding the whole program for 2018. We have an elite, the UCI cyclocross program, and we do a lot of rider development through cross. You can have a lot of fun with athletes and bring them up in cross, and then they can dip their toes in the road season. And I'm willing to try anybody out. I mean, there are plenty of riders where I'll give you a shot. I'll race anybody and give them a chance to see how they work and see how they work with the team and see how, racing.
Now, when you say you'll race anybody, do you mean you personally will race them? I'm kidding.
Again, there's so many women, young women, experienced women. There's so many riders right now, and there's so few teams and programs that, I've got dozens of resumes of people that just want a team. They want to race. So we're selective about who we bring onto the program, but I'm willing to give anybody a shot. And if it's a good fit, this will be your home base. This will be your team for years. The intent is never to hold anybody back. So if you get an offer from a bigger program or if you want to race in Europe, hell yeah, I'll do everything I can to help you get there. But again, until we find $1 million, I don't have the budget to send riders overseas.
How long have you been in existence, this existing team with this sponsor, or is there a previous team that you kind of migrated from?
Point Us has been the title sponsor for 2 years. Nokian just signed on for 2018. So previous to that, I owned the Happy Tooth Pro team. And before that, it was the Portland Bicycle Studio team for 3 years. And we kind of had I've been running women's teams for over a decade, just as a region, started off as like a shop team in a regional club. And then, the women wanted to do more racing. And then I'm pretty good at, I have a great relationships in the bike industry and in cycling and racing for my racing. And then I just use that to build a lot of relationships. And then I developed the program. I don't know. It's been probably a decade of doing it. And we've been, legitimately a professional team for the last 4. Even as a domestic elite team for a few years before that, the riders that, we brought up some really talented riders that, went on to other teams and to have pro careers. Yeah.
Is there any chance of getting, or maybe are you looking for this, of any invitation to a big race that you might be able to do? I know Show Air got to go down to a tour down under. Anything like that might be in the works, or are you still kind of trying to work your way up in the continental level?
I think, for women in the U.S., we can race every race in the United States and North America and the Americas, the entire UCI America tours. We can race the entire UCI America tour with the exception of the Tour of California. And frankly, it just comes down to budget. Again, if I had a few $100,000 more than I have now, we would be able to race the Tour of California.
So we'll put that out. So if there's any big money sponsors that want to join in, obviously come to us. Hey, so quick question. How are your ladies doing this weekend with the race?
We're doing fantastic. We started 7 riders. 2 ended up getting sick and ended up racing the 90-mile road race. They had been puking the night before. And they both made it through the stage but didn't start the TT. We got 4th on the TT, which moved us up to 10th, I think, on GC. And we lost our sprinter to sickness. So today we're going to protect our GC position, and we're going to go for the money in the preems. And again, we're going to race as a team, and I want to see the girls be active and just be aggressive, get the jersey out there, and that way we can start putting the name out there and say, hey, we're here, we're hungry, we want to race.
Yeah, so good luck today, and maybe we'll talk to some of your girls as well.
Yeah, thanks.
My name's Mallory Miller, racing for Point S Racing and doing the Pro 123 women's race.
Okay, so I just talked to your director, and where are you from, first of all?
Portland, Oregon.
Okay, so this is a local team for you then.
Yeah.
And so how long have you been, first of all, what category are you?
I'm a 2.
And how long have you been into bikes and racing?
This is my 3rd year racing. I started my last year of college. So yeah.
Where do you go to college? Are you currently in college?
No, I finished last December. I was at Case Western Reserve University, like a small engineering school in Cleveland.
And did you take engineering?
I did, yeah. I have a degree in chemical engineering.
Oh, congratulations. I did mechanical myself. So, and did you race collegiately?
I did, yes.
And how'd that go for you?
It was good. It was a good introduction to racing. Definitely a really good way to get into it. Made a lot of really good friends through it, and just like a chill atmosphere in the beginning.
Have you done Chico before?
No, this is my first time.
And what do you think of it?
It's been fun so far. It's really hard. And I'm definitely learning a lot from my more experienced teammates. So that's pretty cool too.
So the signature here is kind of the gravel course. How did that treat you yesterday and your team?
The gravel was pretty tough. A couple of us kind of went off in the first lap, but we were able to work together and catch the group again. And one of our teammates finished 15th, so pretty hopeful.
Okay, so I'll let you get back to warm up here for the crit, but quick question. So what's your plan in your team for the crit coming up? So you were just in a team meeting. Maybe I'll edit that out to go pay attention. What do you think of the crit? And do you like crits?
I like crits. They're still a little bit scary to me, but I like that it's faster paced and there's a lot more going on than in a road race, where sometimes in a road race there's a little bit more lull and like chill time. So yeah, it's more exciting.
What are your objectives for the season?
I really just want to be able to be a useful teammate and not just like go to the bigger races and just try to survive. So yeah, being a useful teammate.
Are you putting your chemical engineering degree to use yet?
I am. Actually am working full-time in a lab as well.
Well, then kudos to you. I appreciate you talking to me today.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Thank you.
Beth and Orton, racing for Point S Nokian Racing and Pro 1-2 Women.
Okay, so I'll make this quick because you're getting ready for the crit here. How are you doing on GC?
Not quite where I want to be. I'm 10th. I lost, kind of fell to pieces in the road race the last 4 or 5 miles. So I'm in 10th place, but yeah, it's fine. 4th in the time trial, and so the good part about that is I get to have fun in the crit.
That's a pretty good time trial then. So there's some decent teams out here this week as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're all us girls are pretty familiar with each other from racing together on different teams for the past few years. So, yeah, it's always a punching match in the time trials, and that was a good result for me. And so, yeah, I'm really happy with it.
What's your plan for the crit coming up? I saw you had a team meeting. I don't know. Were you not paying attention either?
Yeah, unfortunately, our sprinter is out sick. So I think for me, I have some personal goals just to try to position the best I possibly can at the finish. I'm not really a sprinter, but I'm trying to improve that. So I'm going to work on that today and might burn some matches mid-race on preems and have a little fun.
Yeah, get a little spending cash or prizes to go home with.
We'll try, but so will everybody else.
That's true. So, well, good luck, and I hope you finish well on GC.
Thank you. Thanks very much.